Thursday. I like that you have Barrett in the background.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I should do that. I should get like a little TV behind me, huh?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Just like, same size as that.
It makes it super easy to goof off at work. I only have to just twist around and
Yeah.
instead of paying attention to the screen.
The sad thing is it's probably smaller than my monitor.
Probably.
Probably. Anyway, hello everyone. I am still sick, but feeling at least well enough to do the live and sit. I actually went to the shop today, and yeah, I mean, I tried to do a little bit of stuff, and I was like, I'm mostly gonna just sit here and watch the auction today. so I found a nice side effect of watching the Barrett Jackson auctions, which is it puts my kid to sleep like magic.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, it was amazing last night. So like we're all still recovering from being sick, right? So none of us feel great. And so last night we didn't bother putting him in his bed. We're just like, here, just crawl in our bed, right? I put on Barrett Jackson, and it didn't even get through like 3 cars. And I look over and he's like, and I'm like, nice. Like, so Megan tonight, before I like came in here to start the live, she's like, put on Barrett Jackson. so I've got Barrett Jackson on in like 4 different rooms right now.
That's awesome.
And heads up, there is a car that there's a couple cars that I'm going to be bidding on live while we're doing this that we're interested in buying. So one of them's coming up in like 2 or 3 cars. Anyway, so
nice. We can be a bad influence on you. And
yeah. Higher.
Yeah. So funny. Well, no, I already know my top numbers on the cars that I'm bidding on. So I was just telling these guys before the live started, I almost accidentally bought a car for too much money. Actually, Josh is on his way there right now. So Josh will probably get there sometime during our live stream.
Nice.
So there was a 1993 Mustang Cobra R with only 2,200 miles on it or something like that. And so I was like, okay, that car is worth right around 130 to 140 retail, right? So I'm like, okay, my top bid is 120 because with fees that puts me over 130. Got to remember they have 10% fees.
That's
brutal.
So basically, as a dealer, it's very, very unlikely we're going to buy anything because we can't really make money on most of these cars. But whatever. That's one of those cars where I'm willing to like break even or even take a slight loss just to have it temporarily because it's like so high on my list of like, ooh. But so I'm watching it and I bid like 6 times on the car, right? And it's going fast. It shoots up from they started at like before they even started, like it's like bid 10,000. I'm like, yeah. So I'm the first bidder, and then it like jumps up to like 40, and I'm like, shit, 50, 70, 90, and I hold back for a second, and it hits 110, and the next bid's 120. I'm like, all right, that's my top bid, and I go to click it, and the second I click it, it jumps to 130, and it gives me the 130 bid, and I'm like, oh crap. So I'm like, no, I don't want it at 130, right? Well, then it bids to 140. And I'm like, oh, okay, shoo, I'm safe. Well, then they rescinded the 140 bid. Wow. And now it falls back to me again. I'm like, no, I don't want it. So, and then they're like 130, 140, and like no one's bidding. I'm like, oh no. And they cut it to 135, then to 132. Oh. And then someone bid 131.
Oh my God.
Second. And I was like, phew. Which is great for like that's the perfect price for that car. Once you factor in all the fees, that's what it's worth, about $145,000.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn it. Like I almost accidentally got that car, which would have been cool, but not at that price. So anywho, yeah, has anyone else been watching the auctions? Anything interesting?
I've been slammed at work, so I haven't watched them. But
there was there was a car yesterday. I forgot what it was.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Oops. I don't even know what. So I'm only approved to bid to a certain dollar amount.
Mm,
That's funny. It actually. So this car is over my approved amount, and it does say I can bid right now. So I
Oh.
guess they don't really care about your approved dollar amount.
all right.
Whatever.
How stringent is their vetting process? Like you just have to prove numbers and move on?
I had to put a massive hold on my credit card, like $20,000 hold on my credit card, and I was like, whatever. So
Yeah, I always wondered about that.
the funny thing is, I haven't been able to watch any of Hoovy because it's only on like the History Channel or whatever, and so I haven't seen any of his stuff. It's not on the YouTube live stream. It's just too bad because, yeah. Oh, people are way over. Some of those cars are going so far over, it's not even funny.
Yeah. I think all these auctions lately are just insane. Like,
yeah. Well,
the last weekend I watched.
We were watching just earlier tonight. There's 2 360s in a row. One of them went way, well, it was not cheap, but it was priced pretty good. And one of them went way too high. And it was like, what the hell?
Anything special about it?
Nothing, no reason why it should have. Everything's no reserve from what I understand. So that's nuts, right?
A lot of balls.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's no way as a dealer we can send cars to a no reserve auction. I mean, just we could totally get our butts kicked. You know, it's just not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is James watching tonight? They bought one of their Jags in an auction, right? Or two?
Oh, I think he's bought some at auction. I don't know if it was at Barrett though. Was it?
I don't know.
What
I don't
just
know
sold
that
at
well.
245? I don't know. I don't know what it was. I wasn't really paying attention because it wasn't a car I wanted. It was whatever was behind Scott.
Yeah.
Riviera? Yeah.
No, that one's only at 75, 80 right now.
Jeez, even that's, I don't know, man.
It's a lot.
There's a lot other cars I'd buy for 80.
Definitely.
Yeah. By the way, I might have to unmute this once I think my car's up next. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of watching just in case.
Can you share the screen or?
I'm doing it on my cell phone. I don't have it on
okay.
my. I guess I could put it on the computer, huh? Yeah, I'll do that after this. I don't want to change anything right before the car comes up in case the connection goes away. I figured I'd do it on my cell phone so I didn't like have to interrupt stuff. Come on, no one cares about this stupid Buick Riviera.
Unless there's like info on there that would dox you if you shared your screen.
Right.
That would be bad.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry.
I knew you were going to do that. It was only a matter of time.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna. Oh, damn. They haven't even started. I've already been outbid. Oh no.
Right from the jump.
They haven't even started talking.
That's how it works.
Okay. I'm at 60. Oh no.
That looks clean though. Dang.
So here's my dilemma. I can't. Nope. All right, I'm out.
Dang.
Damn.
That's like 30 seconds if that.
Yeah. Yep. It went up so fast.
Guys, I can't tell you how many races I've won in that car in Forza.
Oh, but
Back in the day.
Dang. Come on.
Yep. Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Ooh. Wait. He's cut in half.
Get some encouragement here.
Oh. They went down to 82, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then, nope. See, I think that car's worth about 95 retail.
Wow.
Dan Speed is a little ahead of the YouTube, just by the way.
Dang it, man. That would be so cool. Nope. 89. All right. There was that.
I mean, that's not a bad deal for someone buying it, but for you, that would be...
They got a good deal on that car. Under 100,000.
I'm surprised it's under 100 grand.
Under 100 grand with the fees. They did. They did great. Seller's probably pissed.
Yeah. That Mecum I watched, the one in Dallas a couple months ago, like the one truck that was coming up that was like, oh, this is like my first truck that, is resto mod completely done over. I was like, it's probably a $45,000 vehicle. Instantly started off at 60. I was like, nope, there we go. I'm out.
Yeah, like, yep. All right. Oh, and I just thought of something. I'm not going to show Barrett because I know they're super like protective of their live stuff. Like you can't live stream while you're there and blah blah blah. So
okay.
Should I cover that up on the?
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's small enough.
it's I don't know. It's kind of backgroundy. Good point.
Their content filters won't see it. Like that
It's
small
probably-
in a
that's
window.
small. It's not like it's kind of like background. It's not meant to be like the primary thing.
Like bare exception.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Well, sorry, still kind of getting over this thing. On Instagram, 2012 to 2014, Bentley Mulsanne. Any experience or thoughts? Strong value right now. Don't know anything about it, so I have no opinion on it.
Josh should be the one to ask.
Yeah,
They're
it's a
handsome.
Bentley, so it's probably an awful value.
It's probably got terrible electronics, and if it's still got the mineral oil system, avoid it with all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. Keep those 360 prices high.
Yeah, I like to hear that.
Well, that one went way over. So I mean, damn. You know.
I've got to take mine to the body shop. I went on a rally, a short run with some JDM beasts. They all had sticky tires and were just kicking everything up on me, and my nose cone is just destroyed. I've never had a car get so rock chip before. It broke my heart.
Welcome to Ferrari paint.
It's got to be as thin as paper.
It's super thin. It's the white undercoat too, right?
Yeah.
So it sticks out like so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Why they can make the white stuff so hard, but the red stuff so
right.
I'm meeting Brad this weekend to be like, fix this.
Yeah.
Paint protect. Go.
Yeah, right. All right, you send it in.
Well, I want to get his opinion on some things first, like what
okay.
to do with Windows and stuff. So I was like, hey, meet the Howard. Like let's look at this. And come up with a plan.
I
got to get done before Nashville. So.
Right. I bought mine with a few rock chips, so I couldn't put PPF on it. But it did come with a leather bra. So I think I might run that bra for a while to be unironically hilarious.
There you go. That would be, yeah.
Little gremlin.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, dude.
What's going on, Chief? He's still having it hit the hardest. He still had a fever today.
Ooh, yeah, you can see his nose and eyes are red.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of us, huh? That's right.
What a cutie.
Oh man, dude, the other day, so Meg was the first one to get this whatever. So we first we got hit with norovirus.
Mm-hmm.
And by some miracle, I did not get it. So I get back from picking up the trailer on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. And then so a few days go by, and on Friday, Meg's, yeah, you want some water? On Friday, Meg's like, I'm not feeling too good. And so she basically like goes to bed super early. And then on Saturday, she doesn't even like move. She's just in bed like 24 hours straight, just like miserable, right? I'm gonna shut the door just because the Roomba's running. 1 second. So Meg's feeling awful and totally just flattened. And I'm like, oh crap, like this isn't good. Well, the next day I get it and Sebastian gets it. And so both of us are just laying in bed the whole day. And actually Meg's like feeling sort of okay. So she's like trying to help get water and whatever for us. And we're just laying there like lumps of crap. You can't do anything, right? And it's one of those where you feel like you've been hit by a truck, right? Like every muscle hurts, every joint in your body hurts. You don't have like no matter how much you covered up and put yourself into like a little ball, you're still cold,
Oh,
but you're like
yeah.
but you're like sweating, you know. And
oh,
so like
thanks.
it was awful. So did that the whole day. Then Meg came back, like it came back hard with Meg. So the next day, all three of us were just laying in bed, just sitting there like you only get out to grab water or pee, and that's it, right? And and of course Mo's just like, this is great. I'm just sitting on the bed with Oliver, you know, like all day
Yeah.
long. So the four of us are just like chilling on the bed, doing
Pitiful.
nothing. And at one point I like take my temperature and it was 103 and a half. And I'm like, oh, like this sucks. And so finally Tuesday, it started to like temper a bit. And I was able to like get out of bed and actually accomplish like two things. And then
Man.
Wednesday was like, oh, and by the way, I was supposed to fly out Wednesday morning, right? So I was like, there's just no way in hell. Like,
Yeah.
no, there's no. So I canceled my trip. Had a, you know, I felt really bad because I was supposed to get that talk. You know,
Oh, that's right.
and of course, like I'm like, I can't fly out because I'm supposed to stay with my parents.
Oh
And my
yeah.
parents, they're elderly. Like I'm not gonna like subject them to possibly getting this thing.
Yeah. Here's the flu or whatever. Good luck.
I think it's the flu.
Hmm.
And so both of us and him have had the flu shot. So I think that's the reason why it's kind of only lasting like 5 days instead of like, because if you get like proper flu, sometimes it lasts like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, take you out.
What up? Oh, you just want it down. Okay.
Dan, had you decided what you were going to do your talk on?
No, we haven't. I hadn't decided yet. So
So you were just going to wing it right up to the last moment.
I was supposed to meet them for lunch to discuss what I was going to talk about.
Mm.
So, and yeah, it's still cold as hell in Texas. Like it's in the 20s overnight.
It's getting there though. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be 70. Well, it was supposed to be 70 all weekend. Now it's supposed to rain all weekend. So it's supposed to be
Yeah.
70 next week. So
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Oh, speaking of cars and buying and selling, sold Megan's Mini.
Oh,
Hey,
It's going bye-bye on Monday or Tuesday.
nice.
So I just need to do an oil change, and then they're gonna come get it. And
You know, do you have an idea of replacement?
already bought it. It's supposed to
Nope.
be here on Saturday.
Nice.
I'm not gonna tell anyone yet. I'll just
right?
show it in a video. I'll tell you guys afterwards.
Is it worthy of a review?
Meh.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah,
You got to be able to write it off somehow. At least put it in one video.
yeah. It's pretty. Well, the color she was like, I was just all I care about is that it comes in this color. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. So I made it very challenging because there was only 8 that I
Oh,
could
jeez.
find in that color, and I was like, crap.
Similar to this.
No, but it is bright.
That's not a very Meg color, I don't think.
Actually,
Yeah.
she loves orange.
Does she?
Yeah.
Yeah, Toby.
The Adobe. What is that?
If you're of a certain age and watched Saturday Night Live about 30 years ago, you'd know.
Mm.
No. Well,
They had I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. They had a parody of the Yugo where they made it out of Adobe clay,
Yes.
and it was repairable because it was made out of clay. You had to see it.
nice.
I can't do it justice here.
Yep. I have to check every time I hear a ding. I gotta check to make sure it's not one of the cars I bookmarked
Ah.
coming up.
Yeah, I think Gary got it right. She went from the smallest vehicle to the largest.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely Meg's style. Let's go giant. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Fisker Ocean. No. Oh, yeah. I have the 350R. I haven't driven it yet, so I don't know. Don't touch the mic. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it yet.
Hmm.
And then we got that. So I got that and that Corvette with the stock Corvette
Yeah.
with only an exhaust. Oh, is that a Ferrari? Oh, that's a Ferrari California. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I just want to see what it goes for.
Looks good in white.
Does look good in white.
Nope, too much. Okay, ignore.
Man,
Dang.
it's going quick.
Yep. Uh, bye. We're just getting started.
You got an hour
say-
left, bud.
Bye.
Hi.
You're supposed to be in bed with Mama. Do you want to go to bed?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
I don't blame you. I don't either.
Yeah. It's like
He's
no.
getting so big, damn. Jeez.
You know, he's like 90th percentile. I don't know where it comes from. Oh, no. Okay. Just making sure.
Hi.
Hut, 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 hut.
Yeah, Kevin's right. You did mention that you are looking for an EV, so it narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you it's an EV.
All right. In a cool color.
All right.
A
all
cool,
right.
very cool color.
All right.
Yeah, that was our goal is so actually it's inspired by this guy because he starts his new school soon. So finally it's a whole thing.
The whole thing.
This getting him into the school was a thing. We've been working on this for like 3 months. So we finally went to the school and did like the pre-whatever thing and blah blah blah. It's a brand new school, so like he's like one of the first 4 kids to register. So like they haven't even started. Like their first opening day is Monday, but he can't start Monday. So anyway, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But,
I'm glad you're in.
so now we have to take him and pick him up, and it's a lot further than his old daycare. So we're gonna be driving a lot more. Plus, Meg's going into work more often now that she changed roles. So she went from driving, like 50 miles a week to now she's gonna be driving 150, 200 a week or something, So I was like, all right, should probably, if we can save money, like basically her Mini was almost paid off anyway.
Mustang.
Right.
You're getting a Mustang GT.
Yeah, Mustang GT. Okay.
The Hummer.
Yeah.
Don't lock it, dog.
VinFast.
It's stuck.
There is a VinFast dealer in Austin. So
What?
VinFast.
What's that?
It's the Vietnamese EV company that sues people to give them bad reviews.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely not.
All right,
Sorry,
here's a
just-
good question for you, Dan. So what's the tail selling out so fast?
No. Because I'm not making any money and I'm not organizing anything. So no, like it's funny because it's almost like suggesting I should though, right? Like, but then I have to stress out over it. This was
Do
totally
what you-
different.
Yeah, do what you do what you did, and have fun.
Yeah, because
If people make it, they make it.
well, so as funny as shit is a guy messaged me today and he's like, "Hey, saw it, you're doing this drive on the Dragon." And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, I organize all these drives and blah blah blah, and you want me to organize it for you?" I'm like, "Nope, I do not." I'm like, "It is not an organized drive.
Yeah.
It is merely people showing up at this time." So, nope.
Yep. It's a bunch of people
I-
that may or may not know each other that happen to be there at the same time.
Yep. As I've said, all I did is provide you with where and when and a WhatsApp group. That is it. All the rest is up to you.
Yep. Hell, I'm pretty sure there's fridges in those rooms. At least there is in the big room. Like, I'd rather just go to the grocery store and get a bunch of hamburgers and brats and
Well, they do have those grills and stuff, right?
yeah.
So we should definitely do that at least one night.
Heck yeah.
I was thinking about that. Honestly, since we're bringing the tandem trailer, it's so big, we should take your smoker. We should just strap that bitch down in the front of the thing.
Smoke on the way.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you can just strap it in, dude. It's so the trailer's got so much space.
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd never notice the 600 pounds or whatever. Like,
it would barely even be what?
yeah.
Set it up and then we go out and drive and come back and it's
And there's brisket. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, actually, That's the hard mode. We just smoke a bunch of shit ahead of time and then stick it in the oven at 150 all day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we're not big enough to get sponsors, right? So that's the problem.
Yeah.
I would have to go out and solicit, and honestly, so you know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that we don't really have sponsors. As much as I would like their money, I don't want to have to deal with sponsors. Like, I know you guys don't want to see me shill a bunch of crap that I don't really believe in. So unless it's like, oh, hey, you know, here's a new exhaust for a Ferrari 488. You want to throw out a Ferrari 488? We're like, yeah, let's do that. So like, yeah, I'll take those type of sponsors. But when they're like, because you realize I get solicited, I'm not even kidding, 5 to 10 a day. Like, oh, shill our VPN or this video game or some crappy Chinese blah 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 stupid shit. And I'm like, no, like they're like, oh, you'd be a great channel for fashion. Like, show off our clothes. I'm like, wait, yeah, this guy wearing this. Yeah, yeah, I'm a model of fashion. Like, okay, you obviously haven't watched my channel.
Yeah. Does
So-
it have cargo shorts?
Yeah.
Do you have cargo shorts in there?
Do they cost more than $35? Because if so, no.
BetterHelp, Ridge Wallet.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about it is sometimes, Dan, I know what you mean, but there's a lot of creators that I watch when they actually have when they peddle something like that. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they have a means to keep going on the channel. And sometimes it's annoying, but if you're really into a channel and like you really care about the person that's creating content, then you're like, oh, good for him. He got, you know, $5,000 in his pocket. I'm glad. I'm happy to watch
Yeah.
for 30 seconds. You know,
Yeah.
it's
That's
Yeah, it's
True.
true.
Well, the other
Although
thing is,
you also don't have to deal with the bullshit when those sponsors turn out bad, like the whole honey thing that blew up, and
Yeah.
there's all
Or
sorts
better-
of
BetterHelp.
products that, you know, the reviewers don't actually test the product and they say it's good, but it's actually just e-waste, you know.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's that, and BetterHelp is do
Oh,
not use
Yeah.
them. It's don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
I keep my crazy in.
Yeah. Well, there's if you need legit help, go see an actual person in person.
Yeah.
Or like, even if you establish a relationship in person and then do it remote, that's fine. But the hawk coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I actually got a referral to do you know how they have all the like giveaways and stuff. So I've actually signed up. I'm already registered, and I just didn't do it. Where I can promote where they're giving away these cars, and you have to buy entries, right? And I don't know, like I just like don't like that stuff, because like I feel like you're hawking something that's like the improbability of winning is like basically
Right.
you're selling lottery tickets, right?
Lottery.
It's you know, obviously they have like whatever legal crap to make sure it's legal, but I mean, I just like, I don't know, and it's very pyramid schemey,
Mhm.
because whoever refers you gets a portion of what you do, and then
Oh,
it's
jeez.
encouraging you to refer people and create this daisy chain of referrals. And I'm just like, you know, it's a bit too like on the nose pyramid scheme
Yeah.
/ what's it called, like MLM,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm like, like if they hadn't done that, I was kind of on board, right? But as soon as it was like more MLM, I was like, oh man. Like, yeah, Break a Speed is actually who referred me, and nothing against him, right? Like I talked to him about it, and that's the reason why I signed up, because he's done very well with that.
Hmm.
But the thing I look at is, I don't look at my YouTube channel as the end goal anymore. It is the marketing arm of my business.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like back when I first got started, one of the guy who invested in me and the company, we actually discussed this sort of stuff, and he said, like, don't take the quick buck at the cost of your brand.
Yep.
He's like, your brand is too powerful, and so if you lose that trust, you'll never get it back. And if, like, imagine if I had done honey and like it blew up in my face or something like that, right? Like it could be really bad, like,
sure.
oh, like, imagine people being like, oh, I trusted you and you screwed me. I mean, I don't want to deal with that.
Yep. Well, and like you said, diluting the brand. There's another YouTuber in town I'm friends with that I don't know if he wants this said publicly, so I won't say his name, but when OnlyFans was trying to not be a porn company there for like 2 months, they offered him $3 million to move to this platform.
Oh,
And he's like,
Damn.
no, because now I'm on the porn site.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with my business.
Be handsome.
Why-
Yeah.
Why take the short money when it's gonna fuck me long term?
Right. You gotta seriously think about that. Especially the thing about YouTube is it's so personal.
Yeah.
That if you burn people on YouTube, you are never forgiven.
Yep.
I mean, look at me going on April's Garage. Some of my haters that have unsubscribed and don't watch me saw me on that and they're like, oh, it's Dan.
Oh, I didn't actually see that episode yet. That's funny.
I didn't see it either.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Which one is
I was
it?
reading through all the comments. I'm like, So one guy was all like, I unsubscribed to him, and I'm like, you can't get rid of me.
Yes.
Like a fungus.
That's so good.
Honestly, I don't watch Goons Squad, so I have no idea. But yeah, I'm sure they're making a killing on raffle tickets. I know, like, Street Speed 717 does.
Mhm.
Cletus does. Like, all those guys do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's like more in tune with their brand, especially Goon Squad. Cletus has like a full empire, right? So it almost doesn't matter. But like Street Speed 717, like, that is how he makes almost all of his money.
100%. Yeah. That is his
So,
business.
like, you could argue YouTube exists for him to do raffles. That's his business.
Yeah.
Right?
But at least he's doing his own. It's not some Ponzi scheme or pyramid scheme of
Right.
Yeah.
So, and thank you. I thought it was fun. Like, it was just a really good conversation, like, no, that was the cool thing. It was zero prep. We literally just went up to the top of the loft or whatever, set up the cameras and just went. So
Nice.
It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
I guess I'll watch it.
What? Oh, that?
April's Garage. I guess.
I like April.
Well,
What's funny is seeing her on Barrett Jackson. She's way taller than you think.
Mm.
Like, I think she's over 6 foot. And so when you see her like standing next to these dudes who are like way shorter than her, I just laugh because I'm like, oh yeah. Like, first time I met her, I was like, oh damn, she's like legit tall. Okay, like, Hoovy's pretty tall. I think he's probably 6'3" or so, and she's probably 6'1" or something. But anyway, yeah, she's very nice. She's a sweetheart. But let's go. Let's see. The other people don't know about this yet. Only the subscribe. Only the
no.
You have to be a member to know about that. So no, I didn't stop at Uranus.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
in Missouri.
Yep.
Yeah, that comes out on Saturday. No worries.
Do we have skid marks while you drove through?
No. Well, no.
Trying.
Oh shit.
Lordy. I didn't see. Did Gabe say he couldn't come tonight?
I didn't see it either.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know Josh is probably at Barrett, so I just assumed he couldn't come or can, because he can't live stream from Barrett. Like it specifically said you're not allowed to.
Mm.
Oh well, it's like going to the NFL game or something. Did you ride in the Bugatti? No, it was
Aw.
snowy when I was there. So, but he had, if you saw the video where he drove his Bugatti, got stuck in the snow, he had just done that like earlier that day, or I think it was the day before.
Yeah, so he was gun shy. Didn't want to take you out.
Well, so like I walked in and like there's like dirt all over the Bugatti and it's like puddles of water underneath it. And I'm like, what did you do? He's like, oh, I just drove in the snow. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Inventory. Okay. So what do we got? We've got the GT 500, which I just cut the price on.
Mm.
We've got the GT 350R, which we haven't listed. We haven't taken pictures, so don't ask. It's like 13,500 miles. It is shockingly already driver's quality.
So that's the car
definitely-
Richard needs for track toy, is what you're saying.
That 100%. This is the proper GT 350R being used like a GT 350R should be. So this is not the GT 350R you stash in the collection and polish it and oh, I got a GT 350R. No,
Yeah.
this is the one you actually use.
Select one.
You flog.
Yeah.
and-
This is the one you flog. We've got the Corvette Grand Sport Centennial Edition. We've got the Corvette C6Z06 stock. We actually bought a Nissan 370Z Nismo. Did I tell you about this?
You said you accidentally got it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that you
Kinda.
had it.
So yeah, I clicked it and it went higher than it should have. So we bought it the same time we bought the C6Z06 and the Mustang, and it's like a week after we bought it, they call us and like, yeah, so someone stole the wheels. We're like, what? Like, yeah, so we had to order new wheels and tires and stuff. And we're like, okay, how long is that gonna take? Oh, it should be here later this week. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So they finally get the wheels and the center caps weren't there. So they had to order the center caps. So then that took like another half a week. So like it's been like 2+ weeks. So then we check Manheim, and Manheim's like, oh, you owe $175 on this car. And we're like, excuse me? Why? And they're like, oh, well, the shipping company, which is owned by Manheim, decided that the price wasn't the price that they wanted to charge us, even though we already paid for the shipping. So they increased it. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
So we're in a back and forth with Manheim right now. We're just trying to get them to unwind the deal at this point because we're like, this is bullshit. Like, we don't even have the car. We've paid interest on the car for 3 weeks, and you haven't even sent us the damn car, which we paid for everything for, because you couldn't even prevent people from stealing the wheels on your property. Like, give me a break. So,
And at the end of the day, it's just a 370.
I know, and it's not even like we're gonna make a bunch of money on it. We're gonna make
Yeah.
like $1,000 on it. So, still have the 458 consignment car. That whole thing fell through. We had a deal, it fell through. We had another deal, it fell through. So that's why we haven't listed that car. We're gonna finally get it listed because we keep thinking, oh, we've got a deal, and then nope, just kidding. Which is funny because that's why, like, when people are like, oh, you can trust me, I'm gonna buy it or whatever, and like, no, like, this is why we don't trust people without a deposit or signed papers or money in our hand, and it's for sale until it's paid for. So what else is there? ETN, the Z06 listing next week. We just got washed up today. But there's no way I'm going to be able to take pictures and get everything listed tomorrow. I'm just not feeling well enough to do all that.
Frank wanted some info on the 350R.
So funny story about that. It had the carbon fiber wheel package and the carbon ceramic brakes package, and they changed those out without telling us on the listing.
Oof.
So Mannheim
so-
Dallas sucks, is what I'm hearing.
No, Mannheim, period.
Well, okay, yeah.
So basically, by the way, damn it, Viper.
Oh yeah.
That's actually okay. It's getting up too much. Okay, it was at an okay price. It's getting up there now. Shoot. So basically, the GT350R, we're gonna lose our ass on it because they totally lied about the condition of the car. It was rated at 4.3. They only listed like 2 or 3 flaws on it. It comes in and it's like it had the worst paint we've ever seen.
Jeez.
It's got all this shit wrong with it. So we've had Alan working on it for 2 straight days, just cleaning it up, trying to get the paint to be nice. I mean, it's just the paint looks great now, but it took him like 2 days of polishing on this damn thing.
Wow. Yeah, is it a red line or is there no recourse?
Like, you can try, but probably not. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely tracked. There's no doubt. Like, that's the only reason why you'd want to get rid of those brakes and the wheels.
Yeah.
So, which
That's disappointing.
again, like I said, this is the car you want to use like a proper 350R. It was being used like a proper 350R. So if you're all like one of those people who are like, oh, it's been tracked, like go away. You're not. Nope.
Not for you.
Not for you.
I love it.
Yeah. Those wheels and rotors are not cheap.
Yeah.
And no, that's funny thing about that. You can't really sue them. You agree not to when you're transacting. So that's why they have arbitration. And their arbitration is like run by them. So it's kind of BS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
How's the 308 coming?
Oh yeah, 308's done. Finally. So we need to get that thing out of the garage and send it over. Fred's car needs to go to Fred's.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, and I gotta pick up the Testarossa tomorrow. We had to fix a door ding on it. So there's a guy coming out. This is speaking of no deposit dilemma. Okay. There's a dude who's been trying to buy the Testarossa for about 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. And I told him over and over, do you want to put a deposit? No. Do you want to put a deposit? No. Okay. And then like he didn't want to sign any paperwork. And I'm like, okay. And I kept telling him, without a deposit, it is still for sale. And he wrote me a very lengthy response about how I can trust him and he's definitely going to buy it and all this stuff. And that's cool, but it's still for sale. And he's supposed to come look at it Monday. And I'm not even joking. A guy called me today and he wants to come look at it tomorrow and probably buy it. And so I'm like, this is one of those where like, I would feel awful for this guy if he doesn't get it because he's been wanting this car and whatever. But at the same time, I have a business to run.
Yep.
So I don't like. What do I do?
Listen,
I mean, you gave him every opportunity, so I wouldn't feel bad.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna feel bad.
Well, it's like, hey, let's find you another Testarossa then, but give me a damn deposit and we'll find a car, and it's yours.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, so
Jeez.
I'm really surprised that you still have it.
we've had 1 or 2 people that were pretty seriously interested in it. that's the type of car though where people have to come see it in person, really.
Yeah.
Like any of the older Ferraris, you gotta put hands on it, right? And so that was the thing, is like I had this guy who wanted to buy it for weeks, and I told people, I'm like, look, I have a serious offer on the table. The guy's just getting his financing together and blah blah blah. And so that was usually enough of a turnoff for like, oh well, I don't want to like try and race it, you know. But this guy that called today was like, I'll come out there today. And I'm like, well, it's not at the shop today. It's getting the PDR. So like it should be done tomorrow morning.
Dang.
So actually he's supposed to call me to see if it's done. And I guess like if he comes out, I'll be like, look, you know, like if you want to send me a wire today, you know, full ask, because I'm not, you know, obviously I'm not going to take a penny less.
Yep. Man.
Right.
That's unfortunate. Well, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy ghosts tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Again, people say they're going to do stuff all the time. Doesn't mean they do.
Yep.
So that, I mean, we just had that happen with the 458 twice.
Yeah.
And the other 458 3 times. Wait.
Yep. That was the inverse. Was so frustrating trying to buy the 48 because none of those dealerships would take a damn deposit. It was like, I want the car, I just need to fly out there and see it, and I know these are like bottom of the market. Like it's a good price for the car. Like I know you're going to sell it quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing. For like, if you're going to come out and see a car, you want to lock it down before you arrange a flight, because like, I'm sorry, but you can't always just get on a flight literally the next day. Sometimes it takes a week or something, you know?
Yeah. I've got to get a dog sitter and
right. And, you know, if I buy the flight in a week, it's like half price compared to buying it for tomorrow.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world, but, you know, $1,200 to go look at a car is a lot.
Yeah.
Dan, how long does that your deposit hold it for?
We usually do a week.
1
But
week?
I mean, realistically, if someone's remote, we'll work with them.
Sure.
Like we have our boilerplate, right? The boilerplate's usually like, we usually want like 1% or 2% down. So usually around $2,000 to $5,000. And then they'll hold it for a week. 7 business days, right? And if someone's like, oh, I can't get there until 9 business days or something, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna like beat someone up over a couple days.
Yeah.
So, but we've had people like, can you hold it for a month and a half? And I'm like, no. Like, if you want to put down like $20,000 non-refundable, yeah, sure, because I'm now putting a huge risk to have this car sit there, and I have a massive opportunity loss because that money's tied up. I can't use that money to make money. So,
yep.
Yeah. Oh, someone's just buying something.
Ooh. T-shirts.
I think you might be right.
Nice. And it
Based
wasn't
on
me.
Based on the price. Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Oh. No, I bought some couple things. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, Hugh, I don't know what toys you're talking about, but I don't know. Ferrari drives great. It's just been cold.
And I did not buy anything from Hoovie while I was there.
Can you say what he wanted to tell you now, or
He wants to sell me 2 cars.
Yeah.
He offered to
you
sell
had a
me
trailer with 2 spots.
Well, this was prior to the trailer. He offered to sell me 2 cars. I was all for it. I think we should. Josh is like, no. It's not because of the one car. It's only because of the other car. And I don't want to tell him. I don't want to say which cars because I don't know what he wants to do with them. Right.
Yeah,
So I don't want to put him in that position. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, this is how you do it. I flew out for my 4:30 on Saturday, wired money on Monday, transport Wednesday, here on next Saturday. Easy peasy. Boom. Yeah.
Sack up or shut up, right?
Yeah, seriously. No, like I feel like people like that make our lives easier. Like when people are just very decisive, make things happen, and it just goes right, and they like actually follow the directions. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times people were like, okay, we're gonna send you the wiring instructions. Here's how you send the wire. Oh wait, what?
Yep.
You know, like it's like,
The way
read the
I
piece
did
of paper.
him not sending a deposit says to me that he doesn't have his finances quite in order just yet. He hasn't moved the money around or received a loan or whatever he needs. The way I went about it is I made sure I secured the money, and then I went looking for the car. Right. Then I
Right.
can put a deposit down and act on it. If he's tire kicking and doesn't even have the finances in order, he shouldn't even be.
Well, so he does now, but he didn't when he first started getting. And that was
Sure.
the thing is, like, that part took forever.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing some interesting, like, we've had some very unusual financing arrangements, and that's fine. We will work with it. And this one's another one of those that's fairly unusual, but it took so long. Yeah.
Well, and that, like, in my case, the very first Ferrari that they wouldn't sell me, turns out, because screw Ferrari San Francisco, you know, I didn't have the loan secured because I needed the VIN for that high of a loan amount.
Right.
So it was like I had to wait the week for the bank to give me the approvals and stuff.
Right.
Once I had the VIN.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of times they'll kind of pre-approve. They won't actually approve you until you actually have like a bill of sale.
Yeah.
True.
I was like, I need to know how much you're going to give me so I can see if this
Right.
is even affordable. Like,
Yeah.
so, but the second one was then easy because I already had a number, and then the car I ended up getting was better spec, lower miles. So
It all worked out.
No, I think his thing was he didn't want to do anything until he sees it in person. And again, that's totally reasonable. But
Yeah.
I, as a business, cannot hold a car on someone's word.
well, and at least when I was doing this, it was like I kept going back to your videos. We're like, none of these cars are perfect. We know they're not perfect from the factory. Like Jocko's car was repainted, you know,
Literally.
without him even knowing it. Like, and that happens to a lot of Ferraris. So
Yeah.
don't sweat the small stuff. Like,
Mm-mm.
especially if it's
Yeah.
under warranty. Like, whatever, cool.
Well, and if you're buying a Testarossa, it's
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. It's 40
Yeah.
years old.
not at this price point. There is a reason why it's $150,000 Testarossa, because it is not a perfect Testarossa.
Yeah.
If it was, it'd be like $300,000.
Yep.
You know, this is not collector's grade. It is a driver's plus quality car. Like it's
Yeah,
in,
it's clean.
it's in super good shape, but it is not perfect. And it is a driver's quality. Like there's been very few cars that we've ever had in inventory that were truly collector's grade.
That
like
300
very-
mile California was probably one of them, right?
Well, and the funny thing is that was an original unmolested condition, which was still sticky buttons and you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's hilarious, right?
Yeah, it's not clean as what's rolling by the screen where you
Yeah,
can eat off
yeah,
the underside of the
Or
car.
you can eat off the bottom of the car.
Jeez.
Polished drive shaft.
Yeah.
Oh, the M Coupe did sell to the guy in Dubai,
Oh, wow.
so
That's
it's gonna ship out to Dubai.
No kidding.
So cool.
Yep.
Guess that kind of answers this question. Doesn't matter.
I don't care what state you're in. No. Actually, when they're out of state, it's easier because then all we don't collect any of the taxes for your state. We just collect. There's a few taxes the state of Texas make us do as a dealer, like the vehicle inventory tax, but it's not. It's like 0.0 something percent. It's like 100 something bucks, right? And all I have to do is fill out a form saying that you will take this car out of Texas and then make you sign it. And it's less paperwork. So I don't give a shit. Like, can I sell in Greenland? Yes, I can actually. We can definitely sell out of the country. It's easy.
Can you buy Greenland?
Oh, Lord.
Start on the budget.
I was waiting for it.
Lord. We're not going there.
I'm not just
Okay.
making a very strategic joke, pulling out.
Timely joke. Yep.
Sorry. Texas doesn't, as far as I know, really give a crap about Montana LLCs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone that's been pinned by that stuff. You know,
I've
Like-
heard some people say they get harassments over the inspections, but
but why
I
would
don't
you
know.
get an inspection?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, I guess if you get pulled over, they'd be like, the cops could be like, "Why isn't your car inspected?"
Yeah, maybe police that don't know. I don't know. This was 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly what they
Huh.
said, but
Yeah, Texas is pretty lenient. Florida is too, with all that. I mean, we don't have smog or anything here. But when I lived in San Diego, it was right when, the CARB crackdown was happening, and you couldn't buy anything without having, like a plate and a number sent to the government. It was just like crazy. So I'm glad I moved out of there right when I did.
Yeah, I have to say that the Cali, the sales tax and registration fees and whatever is just crushing the car
yeah.
enthusiast market there.
The Mecca in America for the car scene, and it just gets decimated over there. It's nice to have a car. You can do anything you want to it and not have to worry. In certain states.
Yeah, I have no idea what states care about Montana. The only one I know that supposedly cracked down on it hard was Georgia.
Hmm.
But I mean, I personally feel like if you can afford the car and you're trying to dodge the taxes, no offense, Philip, but I think that's kind of shady. I mean, I have a dealership. I'm paying cash for Meg's car, and I'm going to pay my taxes on it, and I could throw it in my dealership legally and not pay taxes on that car. But I'm going to, because I'm not really selling the car, so I'm trying to play by the rules. So
Yeah, I love his response.
but I mean, whatever. What can I say? We help people register stuff in Montana all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
And it's not dodging, it's avoidance.
Avoidance. Tax avoidance.
But what an amazing car that is.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is nice.
Oh, Jocko says Michigan does care.
Yeah, okay.
So what do they pull you over and harass you? Like,
Michigan's weird because isn't their registrations based on the original value of the
Ooh.
car?
screw that.
So I thought it was. So like if the car was more expensive, the registration's more expensive. It's something like that.
Hmm.
So oh yeah, personal property tax. No.
Yeah. I think is it South Carolina that does that too? Like,
That's
no
so
thanks.
dumb.
Ugh.
It makes yeah. I don't get that. That's like that's one of those okay, the people who are like all like the government took all my money with taxes. Okay, in those instances, yes, they did.
It took more than the value of the car in tax
Right.
over next
Those
year.
those are bull. Those are crap. I'll those are BS taxes, but like people just bitching about taxes for bitching about taxes. Like, like there are some things that taxes are good for. Oh God, here we go. No, I can't even go there because I'm just
Let's change the subject.
yeah,
Yep.
Jesus. Okay.
Speaking of changing the subject, Dan, how much does Bring a Trailer try to convince you to do a non-reserve when you put something on there?
I mean, every single car we've ever tried to sell with them, they don't want no reserve, but they want it low.
Yeah.
And we always are like, no, that's too low. This is the number. Oh, let's think about it for 2 weeks.
Oh, is it really like that? I'm thinking about running my bug through.
I mean, just prepared for them to give you a crappy number and then fight it. Honestly, your bug, I feel like might do better on cars and oh wait, they won't do old cars. Never mind.
Yeah, it's the 63. So they
See, I think that's a dumb thing for cars and bids to not do older cars.
I agree. I get that they had a range that they wanted to stick to
Yeah.
be specific when they started, but now that it's flourished, it's big, it's working, open
Yeah.
the gates a little bit.
Call it Cars and Bids Classics
Sure.
or something.
Just,
I don't
just
know.
tell it to
Like,
Fred, Scott. He'll take it.
Yeah.
Fred, if you're listening, give me a call.
you probably would. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, what else is there? Oh, someone on Instagram asks, why not a Z06 or ZR1 over a Lambo or Ferrari? Because the Lambos and Ferraris are more fun.
Yeah.
I like them more. I mean, I'm not saying the Z06 or the ZR1's bad. Those are great cars.
Oh yeah.
If you want a ZR1 or a Z06, go buy a Z06 or ZR1.
They're probably gonna be more dependable, reliable, easier to fix,
Probably
Yeah.
cheaper.
cheaper.
But-
There's definitely and this is something I think gets overlooked a lot. Like there's access to people, depending on where you live, that you don't get with a Corvette.
That's right.
There is a social thing that comes with exotic cars.
Yeah.
It's optional and it is actually legitimate if you choose to embrace it. And it could be good or bad, right? Like there's some bad side to it. Like there's some douchey whatever people, but there's some legit positive things that you can get with owning a Ferrari that you simply cannot get with owning a Corvette.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And thanks, man. $10.
Cheers.
Didn't even say why. Just $10.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's wild.
Z06, the C8 Z06s are coming down and great.
Yeah. Well, if the ZR1 specs are going out, right? Or
Yeah.
Orders-
Oh, they're
orders
selling the
launching.
first VIN 001 ZR1 at Barrett on Saturday.
oh
Oh.
shit.
2 million,
much-
maybe
Yeah.
3.
I think it's a go for like some stupid ass number because some collector dude's gonna want it, right? Yeah.
They always reserve those 001 VINs for Barrett, don't they? I mean, I've seen a couple.
I'd say I think they sold 00 like the Z06 they sold 001 at Barrett, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. And you know what? Some of those geriatric 60-year-olds can do some positive shit for you if you're friends with them.
Yep.
So don't knock it.
And I'm not even just talking about Ferrari clubs or Lambo clubs, like just meeting
Yeah.
people in this circle.
It's
Yeah.
very true.
Going to car shows. This sounds kind of it's like people are like, oh, it's douchey, like blah blah. Is it though? Because if you own a Corvette, you're gonna go hang out with the Corvette people. If you
Yeah.
own a Mustang, you're gonna go hang out with the Mustang people. If you own a Ferrari, you're gonna probably go hang out with the Ferrari people.
Yep.
And the reality is, the Ferrari people probably, not always, probably have more access to certain things in business and in wealth and in whatever, that if you're trying to leverage that becomes more accessible.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought the same thing. And Dan, you and I took that trip to North Carolina, and I was lucky enough to attend this massive Ferrari event before I was ever an owner. And I realized then that some of the stereotypes that you hear here and there about things was largely untrue. It was, each
Yeah.
person I met was nicer than the next. Great conversations, a lot of fun. And I looked at you and said, I got to get one. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And I've
yeah.
been in a lot of car groups, so it was different. There's just a different air there. So
Yeah.
Yep.
It like it could be helpful or not. I don't know. It depends what you do for a living. It depends what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, obviously for me, it's been extraordinarily tied to the success of my business. Like if I could not have had the social access to so many people and relationships I've built up by owning a Ferrari, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I moved here with like friends like Dan and the NGS crew and some friends from college and high school, and all the other friends I have are through supercars in Austin or
Yeah.
work. But
That's not exactly true. because we have a friend who gets special Ferraris now, and that's not
Yeah.
true. I
Yeah,
actually
that
thought
was-
about that. I
was a
wanna
little
I
over.
wanna ask him if he'll let me go through the list of cars that he's bought, and not necessarily like say who he is or anything, because I know he probably doesn't. He does not want to be on YouTube at all. He might be watching right now.
Yeah.
or at least tomorrow. You know,
We
like
could CG
he's one of those-
him into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
video, but
But I actually last time I chatted with, so he owns an SP3, and I was chatting with him about that, and chatting about like how do you get on the special list and stuff, and we were discussing it. And it's not, that's the problem, is there's not one single formula. It's not like do this and you get in. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's different things that factor in, and Ferrari looks at each person individually and says whether or not they want them to get in or not. And just because you get in doesn't mean you get every single car. You know, because think about it, they're only offering how many SP3s? Like 500 and something of them, like 599 of them, I think. There is a whole crap load more than 599 people on the special cars list.
yeah. Yep. And Hugh said classist, and then this came up afterwards, but buy the vet. Like if you like the car, buy it. And we're not saying not
Yeah.
to do that.
Oh, definitely not.
No.
Like they're awesome cars.
Yeah, I am not talking down on vets or any other car. Like I'm just a car enthusiast. I love
Yeah.
cars. But the problem is you cannot talk about the supercar equation without it being somehow tied to money, and therefore immediately it becomes, oh, you're elitist, oh, you're a douchebag, oh, you're just whatever, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
that unfortunately, yeah, if you're gonna buy one of these more expensive cars, it takes more money. But there's a lot of people who want those cars who are still just gearheads. You know, like
Yep.
that doesn't mean that they're buying it. Like the problem is the connotation is I'm buying this. I want to buy a Ferrari because I want to show off that I have a Ferrari and show off my wealth. And it's like actually a ton of the people I know who own Ferraris hate that part of the equation.
Mhm.
They do not like the attention that the Ferrari brings. They specifically don't want the attention.
Yeah. I know you're ragging, Hugh.
And then Chaco. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah. So there you go. Like a perfect example. You know,
Mm.
doesn't have hasn't bought a new Ferrari, and he gets offered to get an Altair. So I mean, you know, it's yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hopefully that was quite the long-winded response to it. That was a good question, though.
It was a really good question. And it's something that I don't think gets talked about often enough.
Well, it's always the problem is it always devolves into like, you know, oh, it's just rich people trying to show off, and it's
Yeah.
like, and then people will be like, oh, like the converse argument is like, oh, the Z06 is faster or whatever, and it's like, or it's more reliable or cheaper or whatever. And it's like, yeah, it
Right.
is
Yeah.
great. That's not like if you can't see past that, you don't get it.
Yep.
Right?
I mean,
Like
I've literally had people at work be like, I just don't understand why you pay twice as much for a car when I can get a Corvette. It's like, because I enjoy
Great.
it. Like,
Yeah.
right. Then you don't get it, and you won't get it. Like,
Yeah.
Or you're choosing not to get it.
And by the
You know-
way, it's, you can pick a Ferrari 430 versus Z06. Maybe, you can arbitrarily say 1-to-1 performance, right? Like 0 to 60 top speed. Okay, you can match that. But the way you get there is completely different. Somebody might want a sledgehammer and
Yeah.
somebody might want a scalpel.
Yes.
You can both murder somebody with it. But it depends on how you get there, right? And like some people
Right.
want one, some people want the other. And
Yeah.
I wanted a quirky, smaller, old Italian car, that may flare up. and give me, have a lot of personality over whatever the Corvette might have to offer or whatever. And
Yep.
that could be just that,
Yeah.
Well,
This is only true in the Ferrari world, by the way. Not true in the McLaren
Oh.
side.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You're pretty insulated now.
Yeah. And yeah, the $100,000 trucks are nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people have all sorts of different things that they like in life, and whatever, like get the things that make you happy.
Yeah.
If so if you want the Corvette, then get the Corvette. If you want the Ferrari, and you get the Ferrari,
Yep.
I
I had
obviously-
someone. Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I would say, obviously, if you're on this channel, it's bent Ferrari because that just happens to be the thing that I like.
I had someone recently, I forget what context it was, but they're like, "Oh, you've got lots of nice cars. Like even your Daily's a fancy car." And I was like, "No, I bought my Defender pre-COVID. Like
Yeah.
it was $60,000. Now they're 120. Mine is not."
My favorite was I forgot where or what this was, but I was talking to someone, and I don't know if I was in a Ferrari or it was maybe someone came to the shop or something. I don't remember. And so I was like, man, you have all these great cars. I think it was someone just randomly stopped by the stub, I think is what it was. And they're like, wow, you got all these great cars. So what's your daily driver? I'm like, that Dodge Ram out there. Like, what? I'm like, yeah, I drive a truck. It's practical. And yes, this right here. I was pleasantly surprised how down to earth all your friends were at the stub opening. Normal people who love exotic cars have the means to own and maintain them. And that's most of the people you meet with these cars, right? They're enthusiasts about cars and they like Ferraris.
Mhm.
So,
Sorry, Joe. Josh was at Barrett. Gabe didn't show up, so he called the B string. Sorry.
I'm not going to read that one aloud, but it's great. Oh, man. I mean, there's definitely, unfortunately, a side of like the influencer world, which is like the equation, actually, that dude in blue, which I don't really watch his channel hardly ever, but he just did a really fascinating video about like being a automotive YouTuber now.
Yeah.
And how challenging it is and the different things that need to happen or whatever. And it was, for me, like it hit home so hard. And I was like, oh my God, like David nailed it right on the head. It was like perfect. So there's definitely an aspect of like the influencer world has perverted exotic cars in a way that I don't like.
Mhm.
Like it's so much become this like totally tied to, oh, I'm an influencer, oh, I'm succeeding, I have to have an exotic car. It's like all these people that like don't care about them, don't know the history about them, don't whatever, like it's just a trinket, the next X on the list of crap, right? And that's always, to me, like it's frustrating.
It was a good video.
Yeah. Oh, on Instagram, someone said, "Thank you again, Normal Guy Supercard, for letting me sit in your Mercy Roadster. I'll never forget it.
Ooh.
You are welcome."
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of it, right? Sharing these cars with people is always so fun.
Especially the kids.
Yeah,
That's
the
fun.
kids part is amazing. Yeah, still not drinking
Yeah,
water.
Still 2025.
hmm that's a tough question, right? Like, because his channel is very more of more of like a trend thing, and so I would be concerned about it. Like, I don't know. Like, then again, like people are still watching my stuff after years, so who am I to say? Like I'm definitely obviously not as exciting as he is in some ways, whether or not you like that. Yeah. How's the inventory? It's really shallow right now. We need inventory bad. We desperately need Ferraris. We've been trying to get Ferraris, and it's super hard to find any good Ferraris right now.
This is a interesting question because McLaren's probably short term is less good than the Lamborghini, but Lamborghini long term, like Gallardos are so cheap right now.
Yeah, it's the problem is you don't. So you almost have no long-term data on McLaren, though.
True.
I mean, the oldest McLaren is 2012.
Yeah.
Unless you have a F1, which is okay, whatever. But like, so the normal production cars, the oldest one is
less than 15 years old. Yeah.
Less than 15 years old.
Hmm.
The oldest Lamborghini is like 1960 something.
65, 63, something like that.
Yeah. And so you also have like Gallardo's not holding their value, but the V12 cars are finally kind of starting to gain some love.
True. Yep.
So I don't know. It's a very interesting question.
Oh, and here's one. At least in Austin, no one cares.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah. You know, people who buy a particular brand like that, they're interested in all of them. So
yeah,
like someone that hops out of a Pista might come over and look at the 430 or whatever's, you know, the next guy rolls up in.
Yep.
And definitely vice versa.
Yeah. No one. In fact, the funny thing is, you don't even have to own a Ferrari to be in the Ferrari club.
Yeah.
And
I didn't for a year. So
yeah, there's been guys who showed up with Porsches, and you showed up with the McLaren for a while, and like no one gave a crap.
No,
just whatever. It's funny. I think it's hilarious. Like someone I pull up in my GT40 at the Ferrari events. I'm like, that's right, bitches. We won.
There's someone in the Austin club that brings their Mercedes to everything. Like, yeah, no one cares.
Who cares? Yeah. Dan, you walk in the Ferrari dealership. What happens? Depends on which one.
Yeah, which one? Austin, go.
Austin? Depends who's there.
Well said.
So, some of the service guys. Hey, how's it going, Dan? Some of the front guys. Oh, it's you.
What do you want?
Why are you here? Actually, it's funny is now, you know, with some of our consultations and stuff, I've been to, I don't know, probably 10 different Ferrari dealerships throughout the country. And I'd say more than half of them I got recognized. So I'd like walk in, they'd be like, oh, it's you. Because like, you know, we'd already have negotiated or whatever. Like, oh, I didn't recognize like it was you and blah blah and whatever. And like I was like, oh, okay, you've seen my stuff. That's cool. So I just think that's funny. Yeah. I have not driven the MC20 yet. I would like to.
I've only looked at it. I don't think Greg is going to sell his Scud anytime soon.
Probably not.
Considering he just sold the F12, so yeah.
Yeah, he did, or he's traded in or whatever. He did finally get the
Yep. He's going Lambro.
What's he getting?
He got an STO.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's one of those where he's like, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. And we're like, and he's like, I'm buying an STO. We're like, oh, okay.
Is it at least one of the monochrome ones? I mean, is it one of those?
Yeah, it's it's a good color. It's not. Yeah. He was looking at buying the purple with neon green one that was shooting around the country.
Joker spec. Yeah.
The Joker spec, and I admit, like, it's a little tough. Like,
you have to just own it because it's so wild. But it's a beautiful purple.
It's gorgeous purple, but with that green, it's like that's tough.
Yeah, look, you already have a narrow demographic for an STO, and then you're really narrowing it down to have such a wild.
But at the same
scheme.
time, it's Lamborghini and Lambro. That is the Lambroest Lambro ever.
Yeah, well,
Like that is peak off the charts, like chest thumping, like Lamborghini.
metal
Yeah.
metal medallion wearing,
Yeah.
hairy chested.
And which is the
Yep.
funniest thing because it's like the antithesis of Greg.
Yeah, velour
You know?
tracksuit. Yeah,
Like the most low-key guy and the most wild spec ever. You're like, huh.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
oh yeah, and that's a good call out. There's a very beautiful 812 for sale right now.
That's true. Owned by a complete asshole.
Doesn't take care of any of his shit. He sells car to Hoovies. I mean, you
Yeah,
can only tell what quality of car he has.
Indirectly, but still, yeah. Tell us about April's garage. Go watch the video. I don't know. What about her garage? Like,
Any behind the scenes tomfoolery? Foodie.
no. Man. I'm exhausted tonight.
Yeah.
Like looking at like this is one of the few nights I've ever really looked at the clock and be like, hurry up.
It's going
Normally,
good,
I'm
8
like-
minutes left.
Oh man, usually I'm looking at the clock like, oh my god, it's already that late. And I'm so
Yeah.
tired tonight. I'm just like, go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing kept me up all night last night. So
Well, that's another thing. I haven't slept. Like, even though you're curled up in a ball, sweating and feeling miserable, you can't sleep.
Yep.
You know, like it just.
I slept great last night. I feel great.
I hate you.
Sorry,
All right.
guys.
The last 8 minutes on you, Scott. See you later.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know.
So, hey, Tyler, was your dog? Is your dog sick or new? Like, what kept you up all night?
She's almost 14, and yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. She just decided that she needed to go to the bathroom all night. So
Yeah.
It happens.
yay!
It happens.
For
Yep.
some reason, Mo added to like his little thing that he does that he started wanting to go out in the middle of the night, and he has never done that. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, lately, he started wanting to do that. And then he doesn't just go out and pee though, because he's a basset hound. And basset hounds don't just like do that.
That's her problem. She's like, I'm gonna go stand out here for 10 minutes for a pee. I'm like, no, I want to go back to bed.
No, he's like, you know what? I think I need to smell everything at least 4 times.
Yep.
The entire yard, all the 1 acre of it. Just
Yep.
let's go. And so what I do is I let him out. I go back to bed and I fall asleep, and then all of a sudden I hear barking again, like in an hour. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
The problem is there's been times where I don't hear her to let her back in. So then I wake up at 8 and like, oh shit, the dog's outside. And it's too cold to do that tonight. Or
Yeah,
last
well,
night.
that's I would feel bad doing that. So
Yeah. But yeah, and I moved from having a dog door. So it took her like a year to get over that. And so she was
Oh,
fine for
yeah.
a year. And now she's getting older. And now she's like,
Yeah.
damn it, I wish I had a dog door again.
some people do, but it's not as common.
Yeah.
Like, and usually it's like I just wanted it in a different color.
Mhm.
You know, like, oh, I bought a white car and I wanted it red or something like that.
I would consider
Um,
wrapping mine white if I didn't have the headlight issue. I think
Mm.
360s are beautiful in white, and
Super
Not
rare in white.
yeah, but the headlight problem eliminates that altogether. So
Now
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just plastic dip the wheels red. Add some other red.
Oh Lord. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm curious if it works again tonight. If I put on the Barrett Jackson and he's just out. I hope so, because that was. If so, I'm gonna literally like save some of the live streams on my YouTube playlist or whatever, and just
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Hugh. Remind people. Hit the like button. Appreciate it.
Yeah, where are we at?
Oh.
43. All right.
Hmm.
Those
Almost
are rookie
half.
numbers. Yeah.
Almost
Rookie
half.
numbers.
Done. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Nice.
For
Fry
our
bro.
Not nearly as cool as Lambros, but
No.
that's okay.
It should be like, hey, spaghetti. Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be an official. Yeah. Well, that is the stew. Like
Yeah.
every time you see Stu, he's just like,
I tried to talk him into doing Nashville, and I don't think he's gonna do it.
no, he's not gonna. It's
Dang it, Stu.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Stu really fell off when he took the exhaust off. He changed the exhaust out.
It's still pretty
The
loud.
legend, the
It's still
legend of
pretty
Stu
damn loud.
fell off.
Oh, I totally forgot when someone brought up the Tilla Dragon thing earlier. So people are still actually booking the inn. So I've gotten a few emails. So I don't know if there's still rooms available. And then there's a few people who are also going to a different location,
Oh, cool.
the Topoco Lodge,
Okay.
which is like on the Dragon, but it's still close enough that probably can meet up and participate and drive. So anyway, if you want to go, there's still options, but you know, again, you're on your own.
Yep. There's lots of Airbnbs and hotels around there, so
Mm-hmm. Yep.
figure it out.
Yep. Not my problem. Although we might have barbecue apparently.
It's a thought. I didn't think about that, but
We could. I mean, if not, we could still just make burgers or something. Although,
Yeah.
again, I'm not doing it.
well, I'll buy the meat for me. You
I'll
bring
buy
your
my
own
own
meat.
That's true. Bring your own meat. What are the dates? It's May 5th through May 9th is when we're staying at the lodge. So the 6th, 7th, and 8th are the days we're gonna be driving.
Yep.
And again, you're on your own.
It's a lot of seat time all day.
Yeah, 3 days of driving
Yep.
for sure.
Well, that's the beauty of it too. If you're tired, go back.
Don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't give a crap. Literally.
There's no
If someone during the middle of the day
penalty.
texts me and is like, "Hey, I'm turning around. Is that okay?" I'm be like, "Shut up."
blocked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick him right out of the group. Go away.
You're
You're
dead
violating the rules of no rules.
to me. Can't ask for the rules when there's no rules.
No. God.
That's
We
a
actually-
short flight. So
Hey, you know what? We actually have someone come from Canada.
there you go. No excuses.
No excuses. I mean, you can always fly in and rent a car.
Yeah.
Go to Hertz and rent a Mustang.
Yeah, we got Miatas coming. Like no one cares.
Yeah, one dude's bringing a Tesla.
Yeah, this is not a
give a-
supercar drive.
I don't give a shit because it's not organized. Do whatever you want.
Rent
wanna-
a minivan from Hertz. Who
Yeah,
cares?
great. You know, not my problem. That is the entire theme of this thing. Not my problem.
Yep.
Like, someone asked me for help. Not my problem. On that
I
note,
love it. Yep,
we'll
we
get
hit
back
the
to-
hour and a half. So.
Yeah, I made it.
You made it.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed now. All right,
Cheers, y'all.
well, bye everyone. Thanks for watching. Video on Saturday. I haven't filmed anything else yet. I need to film some stuff tomorrow, so we'll see what I come up with. But all right, we'll see you guys, and I'll keep bidding on some stuff here. I doubt I'm gonna win anything from Barrett, but oh well. Anyway, if you know anyone selling a Ferrari, send them our way. We need some Ferraris. But bye.